The cost of the life that you want to live is your current one. How do you deal with confidence? How do you deal with self-doubt? How do you become confident? How do you not doubt yourself? I would say the first thing is ending comparison. That's mental comparison, that's self-comparison, that's comparison between you and other people. Comparison is the thief of joy. Every single time that I felt off, it's because I've been comparing myself to other people. Comparison is the thief of joy, and it can really suck the absolute happiness out of you. Every time you compare yourself and you say, I'm not like this person, oh, well, maybe I should be dressing this way. Stop it right there. Every single time that you compare yourself to somebody else, you're just hurting yourself. How you deal with self-doubt is not comparing yourself because you aren't like anybody else. And we always act like being different is such a bad thing, but you have to be different in order to make a difference. You are unique and you are perfect the way that you are. Actually, you're not perfect the way you are. You're imperfectly perfect. It's a good thing to not be perfect, because if you were perfect and everybody was perfect, then everybody would be the same. Sometimes people have to convince themselves that there's something up with you so that they don't see what's wrong with them. Don't let people compare you to other people. Every single time somebody tries to compare you to somebody else, or they say, oh, I think you should do this, oh, I think you should have that, you need to stand on your own 2 feet and say, that's your shit, not mine, because it is. You have to address your fears. I've had fears of judgment, fears of outcome, fears of acceptance. The fear of judgment is probably one of the hardest ones for me. I grew up being judged for every little thing. The fear of judgment has driven my entire life, and being judged has brought me down. And now I know that it's me bringing myself down, judging myself based on other people's opinions, and it's wrong. You're not like everybody else. You're just not. Every single time that you take that judgment in, realize that you're allowing people to hold power over you. Why are you letting other people hold power over your life? You have to go to sleep on your own pillow every day, and every single time that you wake up and you look in the mirror, is there anybody else behind you? Maybe if you're schizophrenic, there might be a few people, but if you're not, it's just you. So don't let other people judge you. Fear of acceptance is a big one too. I've feared being accepted by other people my entire life. People didn't accept the fact that I loved Nintendo when I was younger. And now it's crazy because the same people who didn't accept me for loving video games are now the ones who are talking about video games more than I am. What I had to learn was I can't give a crap about what other people think of me. I have to accept me, because if I don't accept myself, I can't expect other people to accept me. You just can't. Fear of outcome is probably the worst thing in the world. When you fear how something is gonna turn out, it actually prevents you from going through with it and seeing how it would turn out. The truth of the matter is, you don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. You don't know what's gonna happen in the next minute. You don't know what's gonna happen in the next second. Every single time you fear something is going to happen, clear your mind and come to your senses. Lose your mind and come to your senses. You have to be in the moment. Live in the moment to prevent self-doubt. When you're doubting how something's gonna turn out, oh my gosh, I have work in a few hours. What are people gonna think of my outfit? What are people gonna think about my fit? Oh my gosh, I have a pimple right here. You're fearing something that didn't even happen yet. Think about that. You're overthinking something that didn't even transpire. There are studies that prove that exposure therapy is one of the best things you can do, and exposure therapy is one thing that I've done to build my confidence. When you expose yourself to the situations that you fear, that bring that self-doubt, that bring that doubt in your own confidence, when you expose yourself to things that bother you, they won't any longer bother you. The reason that you're not confident and the reason that you doubt yourself is because of the fact that you're constantly in your head about going about a situation, about an outcome, about you're doubting things that didn't happen yet. If you don't expose yourself into these situations, you're never gonna be able to get rid of that self-doubt. To this day, am not the most confident person in the world. Sometimes you do have to just fake it until you make it. If you don't feel confident within yourself, expose yourself to a situation that's gonna force you to be confident. And if you're not confident in that situation, fake the funk. Fake being confident until it becomes something that is just so natural and so you that you just are the essence of confidence. You do not doubt yourself anymore. Self-doubt is the doubt of yourself. Nobody else is doubting you. Nobody else is putting down your confidence. Nobody else is throwing you into this gutter. You're doing it yourself. Every time you overthink and you put yourself in that loop and you're in your head about how something's gonna turn out, and you're in your head about being accepted, and you're in your head about your own confidence, it's your head. It's nobody else's. Don't allow yourself to feel like you can't be confident. If you can't be confident, expose yourself to the situations that are gonna force you to be uncomfortable, which will allow you to grow and establish that confidence that you might not already have. Allow yourself to be bothered. When you allow yourself to be bothered, when you expose yourself, exposure therapy, when you allow yourself to be exposed to situations that make you uncomfortable, that builds confidence. Oh, I don't want to show up to this party because I don't want people to think of me this way and that way and that way. If you actually showed up, once it's over, it's over. And then when somebody else invites you to something else, you don't feel as uncomfortable because you expose yourself to that situation. You need to get uncomfortable. We need to be more willing to get uncomfortable. When you're willing to get uncomfortable, break down, every breakdown is really a breakthrough. So when you expose yourself to these situations, when you allow yourself to breathe and be in the present, lose your mind and come to your senses, when you allow all these things into your life, you can build that confidence in yourself, and you can stop doubting yourself, and you can begin to finally breathe and live your life.